My wife came home late one night, smiling at her phone like she used to smile at me. When she asked why I hadn't touched her in months, I looked her in the eyes and said, "Because I already know about him, and I'm done sharing you." She froze, tears starting, begging it was nothing serious. But I showed her the messages, hundreds of them, planning meetups, laughing about how clueless I was. She screamed that I was overreacting, that it was just emotional. I walked out that night, filed quietly, and watched her world shrink as friends pulled away and her secrets caught up. The real pain wasn't the affair. It was how calmly everything ended for us, and how loudly regret hit her. Before we continue, please smash that like button right now, subscribe, and hit the bell to help us reach a wider audience. Thank you. But before the fallout, let me take you back to how it started. My name is Alex Thompson. I'm 41, living in a cozy suburb outside Portland, Oregon. Think tree-lined streets, coffee shops on every corner, and neighbors who know your name, but not your business. I work as a project coordinator for a renewable energy firm. Decent hours, good people, the kind of job that lets me be home for dinner most nights. Laura and I had been married 14 years. We met in our mid-20s at a local hiking group, bonded over trails in the Columbia River Gorge, and got married in a small ceremony at Multnomah Falls. We had 2 kids, a boy, 11, and a girl, 9, who kept us busy with soccer practices and school events. Life felt full, even routine. I thought we were solid. About 7 months ago, Laura started pulling away in small ways that added up. She got into self-care. Wednesday and Friday evenings became her wind-down time. She'd head out around 6:30 p.m. for what she called long walks, or yoga classes at the community center. She'd come back relaxed, showered, wearing a new lavender scent she said was from a boutique downtown. Her phone, which used to be open on the counter, now stayed locked, face down, notifications off. Texts would come in. She'd glance, type quickly, smile faintly, then set it aside. I noticed the calendar first. Our family Google Calendar had new blocks. Meet E, 7 p.m. No details. She'd mentioned a coworker named Ethan a few times. He was in sales at her marketing firm, really supportive on projects, she said once. Casual. I didn't dwell on it, but the patterns matched. Walk nights lined up with the entries. The new scent appeared after she started mentioning him, and those private smiles at her phone. They weren't for memes or family group chats. They were different. Softer. One Friday, I couldn't shake the unease. After the kids were in bed, I told her I was running to the store for milk. Instead, I drove a few blocks away and parked. She left the house in workout clothes, walked briskly past our street, then got into a gray sedan at the corner. The driver leaned over. She kissed his cheek, settled in. They drove off toward the riverfront. My chest tightened. I didn't follow. I went home, sat in the dark living room, and let it sink in. When she returned, hair damp, that lavender hitting me. I said nothing, just nodded when she asked if the kids were asleep. That night, I slept on the guest room bed. I told her the master mattress was hurting my back. She bought it. The guest room became my space. No more shared good nights. No weekend plans initiated by me. I was kind, helped with kids' lunches, asked about her day, but the closeness faded. I needed to feel what alone would be like, because I knew we were already halfway there. She felt it. Questions started. You okay? You seem off. Then one Wednesday evening, after her walk, she came into the kitchen, poured tea, and watched me load the dishwasher. Alex, she said quietly, why are you sleeping in the guest room? Why are you so distant? It's been weeks. I closed the dishwasher, turned, and kept my tone even. Because I already know about him, Laura. And I'm done sharing you. Her cup clattered against the counter. Eyes wide. What are you talking about? I pulled my phone, opened the screenshots I'd saved. Messages from Ethan, flirty at first, then plans for a quiet time together, jokes about how he'll never suspect. I held it up. She stared, color draining. How did you get those? You went through my phone? I didn't have to, I said. You left it unlocked once when you were in the shower. The rest was easy. Tears started. It's not what you think. We talk. He gets me. Lately, I felt like you don't. You're always busy with work, kids, I felt alone. I was here, I said. Every day. Trying. You chose secrets instead. She sank onto a stool. Nothing physical. I swear. Just emotional support. I'm sorry. We can fix this. I looked at her, really looked, and felt the last thread break. I've spoken to a lawyer. Papers are coming. You can stay here with the kids for now. I'll find a place. She gasped. You're leaving? Over messages? Alex, please. Over months of lies, I said. I grabbed my keys and walked out into the cool Portland night. The door closed softly. No drama. The night air was cool and damp as I drove away from our house. Portland rain had that soft, steady patter that muffles everything, headlights on wet pavement, the hum of the wipers, my own breathing. I didn't have a plan beyond not here. I called my brother Mark. He lives in Beaverton with his family, and asked if I could crash on his guest bed for a few nights. He didn't hesitate. Doors unlocked. Come over. Mark's place was quiet when I arrived. He was up with a beer and the TV on low. He handed me a key to the side door, showed me the spare room, and said, "Kids are asleep. We'll talk tomorrow if you want." I nodded, dropped my bag, and lay on the unfamiliar mattress staring at the ceiling. No anger yet. Just a hollow quiet, like the house I'd left wasn't the only thing empty. The next morning, I woke to the smell of coffee and kids' voices downstairs. Mark's two little ones were eating cereal, arguing over cartoons. He poured me a mug and sat across the table. "What happened?" he asked simply. I told him the short version, the walks, Ethan, the messages, the confrontation. He listened without interrupting, then said, "You did what you had to. The kids are gonna need you steady." "You got a lawyer yet?" "Yeah," I said. "Filed yesterday morning. No fault. Joint custody request. She can keep the house for now." He nodded. "Good. Take your time. Stay as long as you need." I headed to work. The office felt surreal. Same desk, same emails. But everything looked sharper, like I'd been half asleep for months. Laura started texting by noon. "I'm so sorry. The kids are asking where you are. Please come home tonight." I blocked Ethan. Deleted everything. I swear it's over. I read them in the parking garage, then put the phone away. No reply. I needed space to think, not react. She called that evening. I let it go to voicemail. Her message was shaky. "Alex, the kids keep asking why you're not home. I'm sorry. I messed up. Come back so we can figure this out together." I listened once, then deleted it. The guilt hit. Our son, Jake, 11, always sensitive. Our daughter, Mia, 9, who still hugged me every night. But going back would mean pretending again, and I couldn't do that to them, or myself. The next day, she showed up at Mark's with the kids. She'd told them we were having a family meeting. Jake looked confused. Mia was teary. Laura stood on the porch, eyes red, holding a bakery bag, donuts from our favorite spot in Hawthorne. "Alex, please," she said quietly when the kids ran inside to see their cousins. "Just talk to me. The kids miss you." I stepped outside, closed the door behind me. "They miss normal. This isn't normal anymore." She swallowed. "I know. I cut him off completely. I even told my boss I needed a break from late projects so I could focus on home. I'm trying." I looked at her, really looked. The woman I'd built a life with looked smaller, scared. "Trying after you got caught isn't the same as choosing us," I said. "I've talked to the lawyer. Joint custody, fair split. We'll figure out the kids' schedule." Her face crumpled. "You're really doing this? Leaving the kids?" "I'm not leaving them," I said. "I'm leaving the lies. They'll have both parents, just not under the same roof." She started crying softly. "I love you. I love our family. I loved us too," I told her. But love doesn't survive secrets. I went back inside, played with the kids for an hour. When it was time for them to go, Mia hugged me tight. "Are you coming home tonight?" "Soon," I said, kissing her forehead. "I love you guys." Laura took them home. I watched the car pull away, then sat on Mark's steps until dark. Over the next week, she kept trying. Flowers delivered to Mark's. I sent them back. Home-cooked meals left on the porch with notes. Long voicemails I listened to in pieces. She booked a couples counselor. I didn't go. Friends started noticing. Our close group, people from soccer parents to old hiking buddies, split quietly. Some texted me support. We saw her pulling away. Sorry, man. Others stayed neutral. Laura posted vague things on Facebook, sunrise photos with captions like, "New beginnings are hard, but necessary." A few mutual friends commented supportively for her. Others private messaged me. "We know what happened. We're here for you and the kids." Work got awkward for her too. Ethan's name came up in office gossip. Someone saw them together once too often. Her boss reassigned a big client to someone else. She told a friend that the environment feels off. She started applying elsewhere. But Portland's marketing scene is small. Doors weren't opening. I found a small apartment in Hillsboro, 2 bedrooms, close to the kids' school. Moved in quietly, the first night alone. I sat on the empty floor with takeout and stared at the blank walls. No anger, no triumph, just quiet, like breathing after holding my breath too long. Laura called one evening. "The kids want to know when you're coming home for good." "I'm home now," I said. "A different home, but I'm still their dad." She was quiet. "I'm losing everything, Alex. Friends, work you. You chose the path," I told her gently. "I just followed where it led." She hung up crying. I didn't feel cold. I felt finished. The divorce papers arrived in the mail 3 months after I moved out. Thick envelope, official looking, no drama on the outside. I opened it at my new kitchen table in Hillsboro, morning light coming through the blinds, coffee steaming beside me. The kids were at school. The apartment was quiet. I read through the terms slowly. Joint custody, fair split, house to be sold, no fault, clean, no accusations. Just facts on paper. I signed, dated it, and drove to the lawyer's office. The waiting period felt strange. Days blurred into routines. Soccer practice on Tuesdays, piano lessons on Thursdays, video game nights at my place on weekends. The kids adapted faster than I expected. We answered their questions, honestly. "Mom and Dad love you. We just can't live together anymore. It's not your fault." They cried sometimes. But laughter still filled both houses. Laura asked to meet at a coffee shop about a month before the final decree. She was wearing the blue sweater I'd bought her years ago. Her eyes were tired. "I know I broke us," she said. "I see it now, how selfish it was. I chose easy attention over the hard work of us." I listened, stirring the coffee I wasn't going to drink. "I'm not asking you to come back," she continued. "But I want us to be good co-parents. And I want to apologize. I'm sorry, Alex. For the secrets. For making you feel like you weren't enough." The words hung there. Part of me wanted to stay angry. But anger takes energy. "I hear you," I said finally. "And I accept the apology. For the kids. They need to see us civil. But trust? That's gone. This chapter is closed." She nodded, tears pooling but not falling. We sat in silence for a minute. The house sold the next week. She moved to a townhouse closer to her parents. Stability mattered. When we stood to leave, she hugged me quickly. "Thank you for being kind," she whispered. I hugged back once, then let go. For the kids, the final decree came on a Tuesday. I filed it away in a drawer. No celebration. No sadness spike. Just a quiet click, like a door latching shut for good. Laura's world kept shrinking. Friends drifted further. Our old group chat went silent when she tried posting about fresh starts. People remembered the distance, the excuses. At work, the agency gossip turned cold. Ethan's wife filed for divorce, and word spread fast in Portland's creative circles. Laura lost her lead role on the big campaign. The confidence she used to carry was gone. The kids adjusted in their own ways. Jake spent more time on his drawings. Mia asked for extra hugs. But we made new traditions. Sunday brunches, movie nights, weekend hikes in Forest Park. They laughed more as time passed. They still loved their mom, and they still loved me. That never wavered. I built my own life slowly. Mornings on the balcony, watching the sun rise over the hills. I joined a new hiking group, started running again. I reconnected with old friends. My brother Mark became my go-to. One Saturday, the kids and I drove to the coast. We built sandcastles, chased waves, ate fish and chips on the pier. On the drive home, Mia asked, "Dad, are you happy now?" I looked in the rearview mirror. Her eyes were serious. "Yeah," I said. "I'm happy. Most days." "You guys make it easy," Jake nodded. "Mom's trying too. She cries sometimes when we leave." "I know," I said. "We're all working on it." The radio played softly. I didn't change the station. Months later, the house closed. I helped move the kids into their new rooms. Laura walked me to the door. "I'm seeing someone new," she said. "Just coffee." Trying to move forward. I nodded. "Good for you." She looked surprised. "You're not mad?" "I was mad once," I said. "Not anymore. I want you to be okay." For the kids. I drove home under streetlights, windows down, warm air coming in. The ache that used to live in my chest was gone, not replaced by bitterness, just quiet space. Room for new things. I still think about what we lost, the 14 years, the shared laughs. But I don't regret walking away. Walking away meant truth, and truth, even when it breaks you open, lets light in eventually. The kids are thriving. Laura and I co-parent well now. We're not friends, we're not enemies. We're parents. That's enough. Life isn't perfect, but it's mine. And that feels like enough. If you've ever had to walk away from someone you loved, because staying would have cost too much, drop your story in the comments. Did you stay silent like I did, or speak up louder? I read every comment, and sometimes your words help someone else feel less alone. If this story resonated, hit that like button to let me know. Subscribe if you want more real-life tales like this, raw, honest, and real. Turn on notifications so you don't miss the next one. Thanks for watching all the way through.